Hi, welcome to Spec Hunter. So then guys, with the launch of the iPhone 17 models and also the iPhone Air, many of you are asking the same question. Should I wait another year for the iPhone 18 Pro or the iPhone 18 Pro Max? Will these models come with enough upgrades to make them worth it compared to the iPhone 17 Pro or 17 Pro Max? Today, I want to share with you the biggest upgrades and changes that we are expecting for the iPhone 18 Pro series. And by the end of this video, you'll have a clearer idea if waiting one more year makes sense for you. Now, before we jump into those upgrades, I know some of you might be thinking, why are we even talking about the iPhone 18 when the iPhone 17 has only just been released? The answer is quite simple. Apple always works years ahead. They don't just finish one generation, release it, and then start from scratch. Instead, they're constantly planning, designing, and testing future products that may not come out until several years later. This is the reason why leaks about future iPhones come out so early. Apple has these devices already in development. Think back to the early 2000s. Apple was already working on the iPad before the first iPhone even came out. They delayed the iPad to focus on the iPhone, which turned out to be the right move. Later, the iPad finally arrived, years after the iPhone had already become a success. The same thing happened with the Vision Pro headset. Tim Cook has said Apple worked on that for almost a decade before showing it to the world. So it's no surprise that even though the iPhone 17 is still fresh, Apple is already deep into the process of building the iPhone 18 Pro models. With that clear, let's go over the first major change. This one is about Dynamic Island. Since it first appeared, the Dynamic Island has been a defining part of the iPhone's design. It replaced the notch and gave users a new way to interact with notifications and apps. But one of the main complaints has always been its size. According to leaks, Apple is planning to shrink the Dynamic Island by about 1/3 for the iPhone 18 Pro series. This will make it noticeably smaller and less distracting when you're watching videos or browsing content. The main reason this is possible is because Face ID technology is evolving. In the beginning, Face ID needed a lot of space in the notch. Then it was redesigned to fit inside the Dynamic Island. And now Apple is working on making those sensors even smaller. This will reduce the space needed at the top of the screen. The benefit for users is a cleaner display and less interruption when consuming content. The powerful 48-megapixel camera from the iPhone 17 Pro Max will likely still be there, so camera quality won't be compromised by this smaller design. But for those who are hoping for under-display Face ID or a fully hidden camera, that is probably still a few years away. Moving on, let's talk about the back of the iPhone. Right now, we have a ceramic shield glass back that supports MagSafe. For the iPhone 18 Pro, Apple is rumored to make the MagSafe area more interesting by making it slightly translucent. Imagine having a phone that still has color, but also allows you to see a little of what's going on inside. You might be able to see the MagSafe coil or other internal parts of your iPhone. This would not only look cool and futuristic, but would also make the device stand out from previous models. If you're not fully impressed by the color choices of the iPhone 17 Pro, the semi-transparent back of the iPhone 18 Pro might feel far more unique. The third upgrade is about the camera control button. This button first appeared in the iPhone 16 models, and while it added a useful function, Apple now wants to refine it further. Leaks suggest that the button will be redesigned to be more useful for pro photographers and videographers. While we don't have all the details yet, the idea is that the button will give users better manual control when capturing photos and videos. It could become a tool that gives the iPhone a more professional camera feel, helping creators get more out of their device. Apple is clearly serious about making the iPhone not just a phone with a camera, but a true professional-level camera tool. The fourth upgrade is probably the most exciting one for photography lovers. It's about the main 48-megapixel fusion camera. For the iPhone 18 Pro, Apple is expected to add a real variable aperture. This is not a digita L effect, but a physical system like the one found in DSLR cameras. A variable aperture allows the lens to adjust how much light it lets in. In darker situations, the aperture can open up to allow more light, resulting in clearer and brighter photos. In very bright conditions, it can close down to prevent overexposure. Right now, iPhones use computational photography to simulate some of these effects. But with a real variable aperture, the control will be built into the hardware itself. This would give photos a more natural and professional look. It could also allow users to manually adjust aperture settings, especially with the updated camera control button. This combination would be a game changer, letting iPhone users get closer to DSLR quality shots without carrying a large camera. Reports even suggest that Apple is working with Samsung to make this possible, showing just how serious they are about this upgrade. The fifth big upgrade comes under the hood. The iPhone 18 Pro is expected to feature the A20 Pro chip. This new chip will be built on a 2-nanometer process, making it faster and more power efficient than the current generation. For users, this means smoother performance, faster app loading, better gaming, and improved multitasking. It also means better battery life because the chip will use less power for the same tasks. However, there is one detail worth noting. Chips built on smaller processes like 2-nanometer can sometimes generate more heat. But Apple has already introduced vapor chamber cooling in the iPhone 17 Pro models, and this should help keep the device cool, even under heavy use. So the overall result should still be a big win for users, giving both speed and efficiency improvements at the same time. The sixth and final upgrade is about the modem. The iPhone 17 Pro still uses Qualcomm chips for cellular connectivity. But for the iPhone 18 Pro, Apple is expected to finally switch to its own modem chip, likely called the C2 or C2X. This new modem will be more efficient than the earlier C1 chips and will reduce power consumption during calls, streaming, or browsing on mobile data. The result is even better battery life. When combined with the efficiency of the A20 Pro chip, this could make the iPhone 18 Pro one of the longest-lasting iPhones we've ever seen. So those are the 6 major upgrades expected for the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max. A smaller dynamic island, a semi-transparent MagSafe back, an improved camera control button, a variable aperture camera, the powerful A20 Pro chip, and Apple's own C2 modem. Each one of these upgrades brings something important, whether it's better design, better performance, improved photography, or longer battery life. Now the big question remains. Should you wait? If you're happy with your current phone, or if the iPhone 17 models already give you everything you need, they are still fantastic devices. But if you like the sound of these new features, waiting one more year for the iPhone 18 Pro could be worth it. Apple is clearly working on meaningful changes that go beyond just small updates. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed watching, please don't forget to press the like button. For more Apple news, reviews, and comparisons, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.